Somebody's playing chess and everybody else is playing checkers. We're going to dive into some stuff and I'm going to show you how Good is still not only the #1 golf YouTube channel out there, they are dominating by a mile. And that's why I say they're playing chess and everybody else is goofing around on the checkerboards. All right. Always want your comments in the section below. We read them all. A lot of people read those, so be sure to keep those coming. We're going to need your thinking caps for this one because I have some theories, but I'm going to need your theories because you guys all have a lot of great thoughts, and I really appreciate that. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. Really appreciate it. But more importantly, I have a newsletter. I'll put a link in the video description below. Sign up for that. Always have a lot of cool deals and stuff that come around, and we just got to get it out, and we'll send it out to you on email. Like, for example, currently, if you're in San Diego or coming to this area in the next 30 days or something, $25 off Madeiras Golf Course for Monday through Thursday rounds. It's $25. I mean, it's an expensive course, so if you can save $25 a person, it's $100 for your foursome. So that's a good deal. No brainer right there. If you're coming anyways, you're going to want to play Madeira. So stuff like that is sent out through the newsletter. So that's in the video description below. Thanks so much for supporting the channel, and we will dive into what we're talking about today. All right. Everybody, myself included, believe that the YouTube space is dominated by, Bryson DeChambeau right now, Grant Horvat, and you could be right if you looked at that a certain way. But we're going to dive into something, and you're going to be like, what in the world is going on here? So here's what I noticed, and let me know if you see the same thing, because this raised my little tentacles up. All right, let's go to the popular channel. You look at like Rick Shields, right? The godfather of YouTube. And I just go over here and we want to look at what are his views that he gets per month. And so I like to do this for a lot of people. So we just go to their channel and then you see my little view stats profile right there. That's what I like to click on. That is a analytical tool that is used by a lot of people. And so it's owned, view stats, just so you know, it's owned by Mr. Beast. So he developed this platform, and he, so you can, what I'm saying is you can be sure it's very accurate. So we click on that and we look at how many views Rick is getting a month. Now it says right there 7 million, but that's not the real answer. The real answer is down over here, 6 million. Because what we're going to do is look at long form views. That's what it's going to count. Okay. So that's what pays the bills. Okay. So that's what we're going to look at. We're going to compare everybody's long form views. So 6 million. And then View Stats gives an estimate of revenue for the month, for the last 28 days. So huge range right here, 14,000 to 41,000 for Rick. Now, in my experience, this is totally inaccurate. It's a huge range, but it's based on a number of factors in terms of viewer, who's watching, how long they watch. It's got a lot of things that it factors in there to give you a range. Most of the time, the range is a bit higher, but that's not important. What's important for us is that it's consistent from creator to creator. There's not really one that's jumping off the table. So View Stats is great in terms of its consistency. So just keep that in mind. And we're going to stick to long form views and the high end of the estimated revenue for the 28 days. And we'll look at the total views. Right. All right. So here's what we want to look at. And I want to show you something here. And this is why I say it's consistent. Let's look at Live Golf and what they're doing. Notice they're getting 14 million views, but they're getting 1.3 million views long form. That's why I say long form is more important, because it's going to affect your estimated revenue. And the top end is 9.9K currently. Okay, so 1.3 million views, $9,900 for the last 28 days, according to the View Stats estimate. Here's where I'm going to say it's consistent, because let's just pull up my channel, Mr. Short Game, my main channel. 1.4 million long form views, so a little bit more than Live Golf channel, and estimated revenue 9.7. All right, so it's very close and consistent with Live Golf, so that's why I say it's consistent. So my channel and Liv's Golf channel about the same. Okay, so now we're going to go down the road. We got Rick's channel, and he's getting the 6 million views, right? And it's 41,000. Okay, so then we're like, okay, then we looked at Liv, we looked at me. Now we want to kind of work our way. Let's look at Phil Mickelson High Flyer channel. Look at him, 863,000 views for the last 28 days, 6.9 thousand. So you're like, okay, kind of, it's in there. Everything's really consistent. Let's go over to Grant Horvat's channel, because he's the one that everybody's striving for. So 12 million total views, 11.5 million long form views, and 22,000 high end of that estimate revenue. Beautiful. Okay, so we're cruising along. And then let's go to Bryson DeChambeau's channel. He's getting nearly 50 million views total, 26 million long form views, 56,000 as his top end, according to View Stats Analytics. So you're like, okay, wow, Bryson is killing it right now. 26 million views. Nobody can even touch that, can they? So then I'm like, well, what is Good getting? Well, Good's getting 14 million views, but looky, what do we see? $100,000 on their top end for their estimated revenue. So all of a sudden I'm like, wait a sec, something's wrong. Why is he so much higher, or why is Good so much higher than Bryson DeChambeau? I mean, we're talking the difference between 14 million views and 26 million views, yet Good's channel is making a heck of a lot more in estimated revenue. So then I'm like, what in the world could it be? So theories start creeping up. Is it the fact that Grant and Bryson and Phil and these other channels are associated with Live Golf, and Good is not? Good's associated with the PGA Tour, and remember the Creator Classics are brought to you in conjunction with YouTube, so they're really YouTube partners. And could that be that? Oh, because they're partnered with YouTube and the PGA Tour and not aligned with Live, could that be the reason they make so much more money? I'm like, okay, possibly. That's where I need your thoughts as well in that. But I did some more digging, because I was just thinking to myself, okay, well, if that's true, what do these channels make estimate, right, based on view stats? What they call CPM, how much you make per 1,000 views. So we've got the numbers. We could just do a little bit of math, and it'll give us the numbers we're looking for. So if we look at, let's say, Rick Shields with this 41 estimated revenue, 41,000, and his 6 million views. And so what we do is we take the 41,000, we divide it by the 6 million views, and we times it by 1,000, and we get $6.83 CPM. That's how much Rick would make per 1,000 views. Then we go to Live, and we do the same numbers, and we're like at $7.30. Okay, great. And we go to my channel, $7 Beautiful. We go to Phil Mickelson's channel, and again, it's $7.18. And so we're looking at that, and it's like, okay, that's kind of, we're all consistent, right? All those numbers are very consistent. But then we put in Grant Horvat, and we do the same mathematical calculation, and we come out with $2.08. Then we do that with Bryson, and we got $2.19. You can do that with any channel you want. We did it with Good, and they're at $7.28. Oh my goodness. So then we ask ourselves, okay, what causes Good's CPM to be so much higher than Grant and Bryson? Because and think about this, if you're a content creator trying to get in the golf space, would you want that $2 number or that $7 number? And that's where I say Good is playing chess and everybody else is playing checkers, because they've got an audience that, according to advertisers, is worth way more than double the view. That's how much advertisers are paying to advertise on that channel. So if that's worth more than double Grant Horvat, then we got to ask why. Why are the Good viewers more valuable than Bryson DeChambeau viewers? I would think, like, my audience, right? You could take me, for example. Maybe my audience is older, and therefore they're in that space where they spend a lot more money. So you could think that, I would think that, most people probably would think that, well, he's older, so his audience is older, and they have money to spend. And if we go by that, then we could say, well, that would make sense with Phil Mickelson's channel as well, because Phil's older, so he would get an older audience, his fans, and that would be consistent with that. Live Golf, though, is in that same CPM category. So, okay, well, it's still golf, so maybe you can kind of fix that, audience together. But then what about Good? We would think that would be a younger audience, very similar to that Bryson audience and that Grant Horvat audience. So what is it? What is Matt Kendrick, the CEO of Good, doing so good to make his channel, the Good channel, that much more valuable to advertisers? Because he's getting a lot less views, but making a heck of a lot more money. So here's a theory I have regarding that. It has to do a little bit with the live angle, but it's more like this. Although I think that younger audience is equally as valuable, to a degree, it's not as valuable. But here's where you have to wonder, are they, when you align with live, right, are you disaligning yourself with all the sponsors from the PGA Tour? So, for example, you take Mercedes or Genesis or FedEx or all the sponsors that sponsor PGA Tour events, huge advertisers in the golf space. Once you align yourself with live, do all those sponsors disalign themselves with you? Because you're supporting a competitor, not just a competitor league, but a competitor product in terms of whatever products are supporting that live entity are not the same sponsors that sponsor PGA Tour events. So as you pull towards live, is your viewer not going to be so attractive to the viewer that aligns with the PGA Tour? That's a theory. I want your theories as to why a channel like Good, who would skew toward a younger audience, would have such a much higher CPM than a channel like Bryson, who just crushes it in terms of views. I mean, The difference between Good and Bryson in terms of views is Grant Horvat. I mean, that's how big a gap there is in between them. Grant Horvat, like a whole entity in between those. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm sure you're going to have things I'm not even thinking of, but that's what we want to know. Why is it that they're getting such a high return per view versus the creators getting the most views? Let me know.